So nothing happened in Japan. I'm just asking. I find you can never be too safe. Boy, one day I don't watch CNN. I should really take time out right now to apologize to the people of Japan who I hurt with my tweets. Because few people know this, but when the tsunami was hitting, all of the Japanese were running to their laptops, logging onto their like enormous waves were crushing their buildings. It's like, is Gottfried two T's in the Cars are floating all over the place. It's like, oh, see, now I gotta translate the jokes from English into Japanese. And then I first gotta get shocked offended. It was like, but Mr. Yakamura. Because that's a common name. There, you go to Japan and yell Mr. Yaka, everyone will turn Mr. Yakamura, your whole family has been pulled to the middle of the ocean. I don't care about that. Look at joke number 6. This guy's the worst, and I was here when Godzilla was and Mothra, and Rodan, and Ghidra the three-headed monster. I don't care about the tsunami, I care about this tsunami. See, after all the jobs I lost after that, the one that I keep is the Washington Improv. Right after it happened, with him and having sex with her. And this went on for 10 years, that her father would take her into bed and have sex with her. And this to me was mind-boggling. I can't get my daughter to hold my hand when we cross the I'm walking through oncoming traffic, and I'm trying to grab a hand she's pulling away from me, and this guy's nailing his door. All I can think is maybe he just has more confidence. Maybe it's the way he dresses. Now, I'm not saying I want my daughter to have sex with me. But I just want her to know that Barbie dream house wasn't free. If the show... Let me tell you, when I was a little boy, if my father had bought me a Slinky, I would have made out with him. And I don't want to tell you what I would have done for a G.I. Joe. But I always wanted a G.I. Joe. I always felt like I looked like G.I. Joe. I don't mean a handsome face and muscular body, but without our pants on, we look exactly. I once posed for Playgirl magazine. You don't see anything. My thumb was in the way. I just hired Coach Sandusky. He's going to be a clown at my kid's birthday. I got a great deal. He's paying me. I just proposed to Casey Anthony. She knows how to keep a kid quiet. I attended those trials for Michael Jackson's doctor, Dr. Murray, and he didn't handle himself well in court. When the judge said, "We're accusing you of involuntary manslaughter," he jumped up and said, "Bullshit, I meant to kill him." But you're a dynamite crowd. Dynamite audience. Dynamite. And I mean dynamite in the literal sense of the word. It's something that could explode and cripple you for life. Something that could blast an arm off and leave a blackened stump. You're a dynamite. You're like battery acid splashed in the face. You're like an ice pick shoved into the ear. You're like a big black rusted crow And the three of them. And then that short, disgusting woman with the squeaky voice from Poltergeist. I go, hey, short, disgusting woman with the squeaky voice from Poltergeist. Come on up. And she climbs up and she's wearing a skirt. And you don't want to look up. You're just going to have to take my word. Don't want to look up a big skirt. You think that face is full of weird. Now, you know what girls think? Always leave tell me I can't look up. He can't stop me from looking up a big skirt. But I couldn't try to stop me, right? I would look askance. If I thought you believe it, I'd give you my askance. I feel uncomfortable around you. My biggest fear is one day I'll have to take a really long plane flight, and the stewardess will go, oh, your seat's right over there, right next to that midget. The one that's sitting on the phone book. And you have to sit there and make midget fun. Is it wrong for me to put my lunch tray on your table? And he's saying, you're not expecting me to put you in enough right now. Because I just feel uncomfortable. The worst was her thing, okay? Because he had his own show. He started on Fantasy Island and he could order people around. And it's like, you know, when a crew found out the show was canceled, it's like, all right, come on over here. Yeah, who you are? Yeah. Boy, I knew we should have called like And back then, that looked like great makeup jobs. Now you look at the movie and it's like these monkey masks and a jumpsuit. And they all had those big rubber monkey mouths, where the monkey would give a long, dramatic speech, and in the middle of it, the mouth would go. Sometimes one monkey would talk and the other monkey would talk. Sometimes two monkeys would be talking and way in the back a monkey. And you had to ignore the fact that when it opened its mouth, there was another mouth. Like, please ignore this mouth. Only look at the rubber monkey mouth. And you sit there, oh yes, monkeys do have two mouths. The outer mouth is for eating soup. And the inner mouth is for nuts and legumes. They're big legumes. And I like that red-haired orangutan with the English accent who was their leader. They never explained that there's no England in the picture. How did he get that accent? Why, all the other monkeys weren't going, why is he talking that way? None of us sound that way. Why does he gotta talk that way? But monkeys are impressed with English accents. You go to the zoo and pass by the monkey house and yell, by Jove, and all the monkeys go, our leader is here. Put that tire down and listen to him. Stop throwing your feces. Of the planet of the apes, Dr. Zayas, talking to Catherine Hepburn. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Dr. All the more frightening because it did happen. Doctor, I've been having some trouble with my stool. Now I'd like to read something out of the Old Testament. If you have the Old Testament at home, if you flip the corner pages, you can see Jesus riding a horse. And he's going like that. And if you flip it the other way, it looks like he's going backwards. And if you go to the other corner, it's a fat lady with a hula hoop. And she was good. Had the fat lady with the hula hoop gotten better management, today you'd wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, stub your toe and go, ah, fat lady with a hula. Ah, you fat lady. Gentlemen of the jury, I bring up my next witness. You swear to a fat lady with a hula. Well, he must be telling the truth. He swore to a fat lady with a hula. You know, today I went to the doctor for an examination. When he told me I had a severe kidney disorder, I thought I'd be in my bed. You know, I always felt sorry for Jesus. No matter what he did, he could never live up to his father. If your father created absolutely everything, what are you going to do to sacrifice? So he would gather crowds of people together and go, I grant you all salvation. And they'd all look at him and go, yeah, that's nice. So how'd your father do? You'll tell your father I said hello, right? At the Last Supper, how come no one sat at the other side of the table? Why did everyone have to squeeze in? You think Jesus would have said, hey, did you move your plate over there? See, I think originally there were people on the other side of the table, but those were the ones going, you know, the air conditioner hits me right on the back. It's just as well there weren't people on the other side of the table. It would have looked stupid in the paintings to have people there like this. You know, once, when I was at life's lowest ebb, and I felt like no one would ever love or accept me, I checked into a motel room in the middle of nowhere, and I was lying there in the dark, about to end it all, when all of a sudden there was a glow of light in the room, and I looked up, and Christ stood over me like this, and I looked up at him, and he looked down at me, and finally he spoke and said, Gilbert, am I fat? And I said, I don't know, stand up straight. And I looked at him and I went, Jesus. And he went, please, Jesus. He likes to be called Jesus. His friends call him Jesus. It's like on his license plate, it's a bunch of G's in a row. I don't know who Christ has on his dashboard. For a while it was a Smurf. And he can't put himself there because it's like, hey, you know what that is? I said to him, geez, I feel like no one will ever accept me. And Jesus looked at me and said, well, you know what my feeling is? Accept me or go to hell. Then he grabbed my head, gave me some noogies. Then he said to me, you know, I'm going to be leaving now. I might not be back for another billion years. You want me waited. The days turned into weeks. His whole act is being paid. Oh, what's he gonna do with that tape? Maybe he'll tape his mouth shut. He can only pray. Yes. Don't worry. If he takes his mouth shut, he can glue his nostrils. Then he'll try to talk and his head will explode. What you? In the post office. Humphrey Bogart buying a cute stuffed animal. Holy. Lou Costello as Citizen Kane. Lugosi, when he asks for 1,000 islands of racing and you say you only have 3 Italians. Milo Lugosi, interested in what someone's telling you. Milo Lugosi pretending he's interested. Milo Lugosi when he's not wearing a watch and you ask him what time it is. And Lugosi, when he's been telling you a long, drawn-out story, if he stops in the middle of it, ask if you know who he's talking about, you say no. Chico Marx in A View from the Bridge. This is so nice bridge, eh? Chico Marx is waiting for Godot. It's getting late, then. Chico Marx is 12 angry men. Oh, sure, he's a Flanagan. Chico Marx is psycho. Oh, sure, we got plenty of those. Chico Marx has Hamlet. You know. Christopher Walken. When you ask him what he loves most about Christmas. Oh. Christopher Walken, when you ask him what kind of tie he's wearing. Oh. Christopher Walken, when you ask him what type of bird just flew by. Oh. Christopher Walken, when you ask him what his Hebrew name is. Oh, no. Christopher Walken trying to sound black. Oh. Jay Leno as Godzilla. Boy, am I thirsty. Jews have to announce everything. Like, I think I'll have some raw water. Something about Jews. They can't keep any thought to themselves. It's like you can take a Jew and put him in the middle of the desert with no one around for miles, and he'd stand there the whole time going, gee, and look at all this sand. We need so much sand. Jews have to make an announcement, which is why Jews generally don't make good soldiers. We're hiding behind the bushes. We're planning a sneak attack. Jerry Seinfeld as Hamlet. Oh, baby. Oh, no. I don't know if I should be or I should be. These people are crazy. David Brenner as Hamlet. David Brenner talking to Bill Cosby. Brave young microphone. Today you are a microphone. As we look upon the world today, where is the microphone's place in our society? Is 13 years of age old enough to bear the responsibility of the microphone? Let us stand and read from 103. Now let's sit and read from 97. Now let's spin around in a circle and read from 105. He said unto her, as her to him, as him to her, as she to them, as them to him, as I to him. I am the Eggman. I do not like green eggs. Join in if you know the way. And my girl wants to party all the time. Party all the time. A cannibal from every old jungle mill. A Polish cymbal player. A midget putting a dime in a payphone. Curly Howard as Johann Strauss. Curly Howard getting frightened while a lion from the Wizard of Oz is crying. Curly Howard getting frightened while a lion from the Wizard of Oz is crying, and Herman Munster is laughing. Bob Dylan talking to Floyd the Barber from the old Would you give me a haircut, son? Right away. How much did I owe you, son? It's on the house. Bob Dylan talking to Floyd the Barber from the old Andy Griffith show in the see Sinatra had a stroke. Yosemite Sam, when he's been chasing Bugs Bunny, and he chases him off the edge of a cliff, and he's standing there in midair laughing triumphantly until he realizes he's standing in midair about to fall. Bob Dylan, when he's been chasing Bugs Bunny, and he chases him off the edge of a cliff, and he's standing in midair, laughing triumphantly, until he realizes he's standing in midair, about to fall. You know, just once, I'd like to hear a black person say, and they got on the elevator, there was a Jew there, I got so scared. I got on the elevator, those folks, I see a Jew there, I don't even think he lives in the building. Don't try these tricks at home. Very easy to get hurt. You can take an eye out. You know, I'm really glad they're allowing gays into the military now. I think the enemy will run a lot faster. I know it's one thing to be brave when people are shooting at you, but when you've got a group of homosexuals, there's no limit to what you're going to do. If we had gays in the military years ago, Vietnam would have been over in 5 minutes. I was also glad when O.J. Simpson got custody of the kids. See, I think O.J. would make a good father. When O.J. tells you to do your homework, you do it. Average parent goes, do your homework. I'll do it after I'm through watching TV. O.J. says, do your homework. It's like, yes, but I'm doing next year's homework. Average parent goes, clean your room. And it's like, I'll clean it tomorrow. O.J. says, clean your room. It's like, yes, and I'm building a Sunday. This is building a Sunday. See, a lot of times I do work with deaf audiences. Sometimes Marlene Matlin will come to me. And then I'll forget that I'll just go building a sun deck. He'll go, then I go, oh, building a sun deck. I saw Natalie Portman on Broadway, and that is the only time I've ever jerked off to a production. I mean, I jerked off millions of times to Hal Holbrook as Mark Twain. But he's Hal Holbrook. How could you not? You know, sometimes I like to go clothes shopping with Callista Flock. Whenever she puts on a new outfit, she always goes, does this dress make my spinal cord look big? Finally, I took her to the doctor for a checkup. They don't actually examine her. The nurse stays behind her with a flashlight. First time I met her, she was sitting in a restaurant trying to get something that was stuck in her teeth. So I walked over to her. I said, toothpick? And she said, chew! That night I had sex with her. It was like thrilling and neat. You know, earlier today I was talking to Christ, and he said, I've got a hot date tonight. I said, yeah, you think you'll get lucky? He said, are you kidding? She'll fuck anything that's not nailed down. I was in New York for the East Coast earthquake, and I was watching TV, and the TV started flickering on and off, and the floor started rumbling, and the whole room was shaking, and the windows were rattling back and forth, and the dish fell off a shelf, crashed to the ground, shattered, and I was there with my heart pounding. And then the Prime Minister of Japan called. And said, oh, not so funny, you ain't rapping now! Now I'd like to do some jokes off my Dirty Joke DVD. A man goes into a doctor's office. He says, Doctor, I don't know if my wife has TB or DD. Doctor says, straight around the bed. If she coughs, fuck her. he unfolds it. He goes, you see this part of the world? It's called the Middle East. There's been nothing but war and bloodshed there for centuries. I wish for you to bring peace to that part of the world. The genie goes, even with all my power, I'm helpless. Can I grant you a different wish? So the old Jew goes, I've been married to the same Jewish woman for over 50 years. Never once has she given me a blowjob. Could you get her once before I died and just give me one blowjob? And the genie goes, can I have another look at A guy goes up to his wife. He hands her 2 aspirins and a glass of water. She says, what's this for? I don't have a headache. He goes, good, let's fuck. 3 salesmen go to a farmhouse. They say, can you put us up for the night? The farmer goes, well, I've got a bed. If you're like side by side, you can fit in it that way. The 3 salesmen lie side by side and go to sleep in the bed. Next morning, salesman on the right wakes up and goes, wow, I had a great dream. I dreamt some girl was jerking me off. Then the salesman on the left goes, wow, I dreamt a girl was jerking me off. Then the salesman in the middle goes, and I dreamt I was skiing. A man gets a call at work. They say, this is the emergency ward. Your wife's been in a horrible car accident. So the man rushes to the emergency ward. Doctor comes out. He goes, I've got terrible news. Your wife is going to be crippled from the neck down. Her face and body are mangled. She'll need 24-hour care, and your insurance won't. You're going to have to bathe her and feed her and rub ointments over her bed sores. You're going to have to change her diapers because she'll have no control over her bladder or bowels. And the man breaks down crying. You go, this is horrible. And the doctor goes, I'm just fucking with you. She's dead.
Watch the YouTube.